Hello and welcome to JoJo's Bizarre Podcast.
Wait, are we starting?
My name's Mark, and
Miles.
as I am every week, I am joined by Miles, or as I have now decided he should be called,
Hello?
Mistimed Miles.
Mm.
Hi, Miles. And of course, we're also joined by Jackie. Hello, Jackie.
I could be just in time, Jackie.
I was just thinking that.
Ooh.
Good.
Thanks. And the three of us do this podcast, which is about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, more specifically the TV anime that started in 2012 and is ongoing. And this week we will be talking about episode 7 of Stone Ocean, which is called There's Six of Us, I think. I think it's called There's Six of Us.
Yes, that's what it's called.
Nice. But before we talk about the episode more in detail, we need to first take a stop in our small talk swamp. Male marsh.
Yes, male marsh.
Male marsh.
I like Mail Marsh. Yeah, that's good.
And by that, I mean we are going to read emails that were sent to our JoJo's Bizarre Pod at gmail.com inbox. This is where listeners can write to us, preferably about the anime we're watching that week, but almost anything is fair game, really.
This email is from Chad. The subject line is Worst Volunteer Work. Aloha, JJB Padohana. It's a special and joyous occasion in each part when the JoJo and a Joe Bro, Joe Sis, finally get to work together and face off against a mysterious unknown enemy stand user. I enjoyed this episode even if it kind of feels like it should have been labeled as a multi-parter with how sudden the ending shows up. Anyway, let's connect some voices. The mysterious tanned prisoner with the figure 8 facial tan line shares her voice actor with Sister Crone from The Promised Neverland. Aethro, the now exploded green shell-haired prisoner, shares her voice actor with Antarcticite from Land of the Lustrous, the antagonist Sawa Nakamura from Flowers of Evil, and Ray from The Promised Neverland, as well as another mysterious JoJo role yet to be revealed. Honestly, it's not really a mystery, but more so a bit confusing at the moment, and it'll probably make sense in an episode or two, since that's just how JoJo works. Ooh, mysterious. I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. Mahalo, Chad. P.S. I always thought that Florida only had alligators, but apparently in South Florida, where Green Dolphin Street Prison is supposed to be located, there are actually both gators and crocodiles. Learn something new every day. He sends us to a U.S. a government website about where alligators and crocodiles coexist. PPS, if your stand ate someone, do you think you'd taste it? Also, do you think you'd feel full? I say yes to both.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you would taste it, but you wouldn't feel full.
Unless if the stand corresponds to parts of your body, and in this case, this stand seems to just open itself, like it's just sort of amorphous, then maybe the corresponding stand parts happen to not be the tongue on the human user, if it's a human. You know what I mean? Like if your stand had a mouth and ate something, then yeah, I think so. But if say it just happened to use all of the cells from your ass to eat something, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd feel full.
I don't think you would feel full.
All right. Because your stand would get bigger somehow or something, and you'd feel bigger.
But you still need to eat. If you haven't eaten all day, but your stand ate somebody, you still need to eat.
No, that counts.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Same if your stand has an orgasm, same thing. It's like the Matrix.
No, but you need to. So if you are if you're drowning underwater.
Yep.
But your stand is out of the water and breathing. You're not. You're still gonna drown to death. You're still gonna. No.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you're right.
I think it affects one. It affects both.
I think if you haven't eaten, if you're not eating.
But your stand eats. It's if it affects one, it affects the other.
But you can't pick and choose what the thing. So if I'm starving, can I starve to death if my stand is eating? Right.
I guess if your stand doesn't have a stomach when it eats, then no. But if it has a stomach, yeah, I think it would feel the same. It would feel like something was in your stomach.
But it's not your stomach.
But you are related to your stand. And I think that if your stand gets bigger, that would be similar to as though you got enough energy from eating the food.
I think you would.
Maybe you would still need to eat, but I have to think you'd feel something.
Maybe you'd feel energized, but I don't think you would feel full.
You might just feel heavier. You know, because again, what if it ate with its like ass, and then you just feel like you have a heavy ass because it used the cells that correspond to your ass?
Could be.
How many more times can I say that?
I don't know.
Thanks for writing, Chad.
I have comments about the email.
What do you got?
I always remember seeing crocodiles in South Florida when I would go, but I don't really remember seeing alligators, but it makes sense that there's both.
You can't tell them apart that easily.
Are you kidding? Yeah, you can.
No, you cannot. Well, where did you see them? In a museum? At someone's house, or just driving around?
Driving around, you see them.
How do you know the difference? They're not that
Because crocodiles
different.
are bigger, and their eyes are in a different place.
That's not true.
From the website that Chad sent us from USGS, whatever that is, it's part of the Department of the Interior. Alligators have a more U-shaped snout, while crocodiles have a more pointed or V-shaped one. In addition, alligators are black, while crocodiles are usually a lighter grayish-brown.
All right. Well, this website's wrong because they're all green.
I think you can tell the difference. I've seen them.
You can tell the difference, I think, if you like really study it. But I think if you're just a kid being driven around in Miami, I don't think you know. I think you probably saw some of both.
I think what I thought I saw was always a crocodile. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to say was I think I've decided that Joe Bro is gender neutral.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Okay.
I think that is a take that people have, that if you say Joe Bro, it could be for anybody.
Yeah. Anybody could be a bro.
Speaking of gender neutral, I don't know if this is on topic enough to stay in the podcast, but Jackie and I watched Scream 2 yesterday, and it was funny because, you know, that movie came out in 1997.
Yeah.
But just thinking about today's times with the way we look at gender now as more of a spectrum, it's, you know, for those who don't know, in the Scream universe, in the Scream movies, there are times when the whodunit killer is actually multiple people. And so one character, before they know who the killer or killers are, is saying, whoever he or she or they are. And for a minute, it was like, oh, wow, look at Scream 2 being, you know, up to date and sensitive and inclusive about gender. And then I was like, oh, right, because there could be multiple killers in this movie.
Yeah. Still, when he said it at first, it was like, oh, wait a minute.
I know. I wanted to like cut it and put it on Twitter and be like, see, David Arquette can do it. It's not a problem. But alas, that is not the case. Anyway, yes, again, that was an email sent to us. Well, not that last part. The last part was me telling a story about a movie. But the part that sounded like Miles was reading an email, that was an email that was sent to JoJo's Bizarre Pod at gmail.com. Something else I want to tell you about is that we have a Patreon where you can support the show that you've barely heard so far, but hear me out. For $1 or so, starting at $1 a month, you can support us at patreon.com/jjbpod. You'll get access to the Patreon feed, which includes some extra content, like Miles's weekly cultural reference newsletter. And for $3 a month, which is really only two more than one, we will say thank you out loud on the podcast forever. Like this.
So thank you to Nocturnal,
Austin,
Caleb,
Chad,
Christian,
Dylan,
Jumbo,
Caden,
Katie,
Kenny,
Bloof,
Martin,
Ken Barron,
Michael,
Nick,
Tim,
Kassoon,
and Tyler. Yes, thank you all so much for supporting the podcast. We are going to keep doing the podcast.
We did it.
Because you told us to.
Thanks.
And we're going to keep doing this episode because we assume you want us to. If you're already giving us money, so far we've done about the same show as we always have. I doubt any of you are screaming, no, turn it off, stop, end it, end our suffering. Okay. I don't know, man.
Guess what?
What's up?
Today, because it was so boring, because we were trapped in the snow, we watched My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, how'd you like it?
I liked it okay. I think Quincy got bored after a little while.
Aw.
Quincy, no, you
But
gotta watch.
he liked Totoro.
Oh yeah, Totoro's
That's
great.
good.
Yeah.
Totoro's pizza rolls. Yeah, we gotta see that movie. I wanna know what's up with that imitation Snorlax
Mm,
or vice versa. I don't know.
Yeah.
That big Snorlax rabbit
yeah.
/ Felix the cat. I don't know. All right, so this is episode 7. As I said, there's 6 of us. Rokunin iru. It's about how you say
like
it in
that title.
Japanese. Which one?
There's 6 of us.
You like it?
Yeah, I was like, ooh, what's going on here? Are there... I thought... I kind of still think that we will get introduced... Like, one of these people will be a new Jobro, but I'm losing confidence in that.
I also thought, because I don't remember the manga that well, I thought it was going to be like, this episode they introduced the rest of the bros. But no, they do not even introduce a single one.
The girl who blows up is going to be a Jobro.
Aethro.
She's dead.
It doesn't matter. She's in the intro.
Oh, she is?
She is. I was...
Jackie has called her Egg Girl.
Eggshell head girl.
No.
But
also egg girl
the
for
first
sure.
time you talked
Egg
about
girl
her,
for
you
sure.
said, I want to know, because I asked Jackie while watching the intro, I was like, what are you intrigued by in the OP? And Jackie's like, I want to know who Egg Girl is. And I was like, who's the egg? What are you talking about? And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess it does look like an egg is on her
It's
head.
Eggshell.
She looks-
It's like little like chopped up.
You
know.
watched Garfield and Friends.
Yes, there
What
was
is
a
the
little.
name of the little duckling?
There was a little
or
egg.
chick that has an egg.
I don't know the name of that little guy.
I'm going to have to look it up.
Anyway.
Its name is like
As
Egg.
soon as
Eggy.
No.
I saw this group of people, I was like, if any of these people are named, they're going to have a stand and they're going to be a friend. No, I wasn't sure they were going to be a friend, but I was like, they're going to have a stand. And as soon as they named the green-haired girl, whose name I've already forgotten, I was like,
Egg girl.
that's it.
Aethro.
It's gotta be her. But then she blew up.
I think she comes back. I think she's not dead. I think maybe she has like a regeneration power or something.
Okay. Yeah, if they put her in the intro and then blew her up, that would be very funny, though.
They put her in the intro, and it's like when we watched it twice. So the second time we watched it, I looked out for her again in the intro, and it's like in the intro it's like Jolene in the middle, and then she's on one side, and Hermes is on the other side. So I was like, she's gotta be
yeah.
they gotta all be friends, you know.
That's a good point.
I want to point out
Spoilers from the intro.
that
Seriously.
the Garfield and Friends character is named Sheldon.
Okay, good.
And that's actually not how I picture. I thought Sheldon was like walking around and just had a half an eggshell
No,
covering his
it's
face.
an egg. It's an egg
With the legs sticking out.
yeah, with the legs.
But there's
sticking
some
out.
character in a cartoon where just the top half of the egg with the same zigzag is like covering their eyes and most of their face.
I don't know.
They're like a chick who half hatched.
I don't know.
Anyway, they're not like Balut Mark, but they're almost like it.
Okay.
Moving on. Listen, folks, I know what the deal is with this character, but I can't tell you. I do think
Mark,
that
thank you for protecting us from
No
spoilers.
problem. I do think Araki did a decent job of making these women look weird,
Yeah.
so that you're kind of like, well, who is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except
because they all
Ponytail
look
girl.
like... Yeah, because I saw all of them
That's-
and I was like, these could all be JoJo's characters. That's why
except
I
the
couldn't narrow it
ponytail
down.
girl.
Yeah.
The ponytail girl with the dark hair is pretty boring looking,
yeah.
right?
Ponytail girl.
And
Have
then
we
like,
had a ponytail JoJo character?
No.
huh?
I think it's too basic of a look. Like Ariana Grande
yeah.
could never have a stand.
Yeah, that's true. I think she might be someone else's.
I think
stand.
Ariana Grande could have a stand.
I think she's a stand.
because she has the high ponytail and it's sleek. Like that's kind of like fashionable and stuff.
No, her stand is other races that tell her it's okay to look and dress a certain way. But
She's a shapeshifter. That's what it is. She's a shapeshifter.
yeah, I guess so. What was I going to say? Yeah, I think there's a decent job of like most of these characters look weird. I would say from the beginning, from the bottom, and this is again with no bias of knowing what's to come. The least weird is Ponytail Girl. Then up from there is probably Undercut, which is what they call her in the dub, which I think was a better
Uh-huh.
choice. The subtitled version is the shaved head, which sent me reeling. I was like, who the fuck has a shaved head here?
Yeah. To me, she's just a blonde.
Then above that, as like second weirdest looking
Figure eight.
is Aethro. No, to me,
Oh.
Aethro is second weirdest.
Okay.
And
The
then
weirdest is the figure eight face.
the tan one with the whatever, like the Prince artist formerly known as symbol, tan lines.
I think she's the bad guy.
That is maybe correct.
I
but
think
maybe
she's
not.
I think she's the bad guy.
And her hair is like a palm tree, but gray.
Okay. I think she's the sixth person that shouldn't be there.
I had one inkling about that specific like deduction that you're doing when I reread the manga earlier today, because there were only 5 in the beginning,
Yeah.
but you don't really see them super clear.
Yeah.
But then while I was looking up,
When we rewatched it, it seemed like Ponytail Girl was definitely there. So I think Ponytail Girl is fine. And Eggshell Girl is also there. So I think those two are fine. It's just one of the other two. So it's either Undercut, I think, or Figure Eight Face.
yeah, I act kind of accidentally because I was like, I don't want to refresh myself completely, but I did kind of see what the deal is. So it's interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, this episode opens with, okay, well, you know what? Let me do my boring spiel. I don't think it's boring. I think it's good. I'm going to stop downplaying it. Look, this episode covers chapters 26 through 29 of the Stone Ocean manga. We are now in volume 4 if you were like buying the old collected volumes of the manga. And so because of that, I'm going to read Araki's author's comment from volume 3 that we just finished. Observation of the nature surrounding us, number 5. The foot of the Nameko mushroom is very long, like a stem. It is said to be delicious, too. However, the majority of the people find it ugly. Shopkeepers are forced to cut them, or else they don't sell. As for me, I've decided that my tomatoes would have a real tomato smell. Nowadays, farmers manage to produce odorless tomatoes because a lot of consumers find the smell disgusting. Did you know that? Besides, I have a feeling that the same practice happens in the world of manga. Be careful. I don't know what that means.
Be careful.
What were you going to say, Miles, about the smell?
I've never heard of tomato. I thought you were done and asking me the question of whether I knew that tomatoes smell.
I think they do have a smell, but I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah,
No.
I think it's like tomatoey.
It's like vegetable-y,
Tomato.
planty. I know it's not a vegetable.
I think tomatoes could smell bad if they're if they're not super fresh.
That would make sense.
You could still eat them if they smell a little bit bad, but if they start smelling really bad and they're really squishy, you can't eat them anymore.
You should have told that to Hermes.
Like the smell gets stronger. And then when it's very strong and it's very squishy, then you shouldn't eat the tomato anymore.
Okay. I hope Hermes noticed that, and this episode isn't like a hallucination based on her eating a too squishy tomato.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if she was eating a tomato or an apple. But
It's invented for this.
It was weird that she just took a bite out of the tomato. Like that's a weird thing to do. You don't just take a bite,
Agreed.
You slice it up. You have to slice it. And then put a little
Not
bit
if
of like
you're just running around.
salt. At least salt. You need a little bit
But
of
Jackie,
salt or olive
they're
oil.
prisoners and they have trouble getting food, so I think you would relish just a fresh tomato.
Okay.
You know, you can't always have a shank on you to cut tomatoes with.
Mm.
She could use sticker to duplicate it and blow it up into chunks. Would that be good?
No.
Okay. What if you duplicate a tomato with Kiss? Did I call it sticker? I did.
He did.
She could put a sticker on it with Kiss and blah, blah, blah. What if you ate the tomato and then you took the sticker off the clone? Would it shift into your stomach and hurt you?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
kind of like a fucked up crazy diamond, this stand.
But how can you eat something if it has a sticker on it? Which one do you eat? You eat the one that doesn't have the sticker?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I think that would.
Yeah, I don't know. When you stick something, they both have stickers? I can't remember. I think only one does. I think the
Only
original.
one. Yeah, the original.
All right, then you eat the clone and then take the sticker off the original and then you blow a hole in your stomach. Maybe. She could do a lot with that stand. Anyway, I like that Araki just talks about tomatoes and mushrooms at the end of this, or at the beginning of this collected volume of manga about a female prison. Anyway, the prison itself is not female. A prison for women.
It's not just for women though. Everybody's in the prison.
Yeah, we're talking, but it's
all kinds of people.
But it's hard to say the half of the prison for women.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway,
so the episode starts and Jolene is in the punishment ward and the boy, what's his name?
Emporio.
Emporio visits her in the punishment ward, which just seems like just a prison cell. Like, it doesn't seem that interesting to me.
These scenes are written for the anime only.
Okay.
This one and the one where it's Hermes's episode, and they just show Jolene alone. That's the anime, so they might not be as imaginative as Araki,
Okay.
who would probably research solitary and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. So he goes to visit, and he tells her about Hermes and the discs, and that he has some discs. Oh, and he tells her about how, like, they put the disc back into McQueen, and it was like he regenerated. And he was like, I am sure that if we retrieve them, we can bring your father back. And so he has some discs for McQueen, and he's going to return the disc with the memories after Jolene's done with it, because he gives her the disc with the memories. And so Jolene, I guess, watches them off camera. And meanwhile, we cut to two men who are in a
They're
farmhouse.
in a shed, or something.
And they're like screaming about something. They were like, I don't know, they were like trying to escape into another like little room, and they were like, we were just doing our job, and I just touched a tire, and now we're being, and I don't know, and it seemed like they were being attacked. But like, they touched a tire and they started to be attacked, and then they're trying to close a door so that the whatever is attacking them doesn't get them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, come help me, and so there's two guys, and they're trying to close the door, and one of them, his arms just kind of fall off, like they're hanging onto the door, and
This was really
he
strange.
doesn't have any limbs, so I don't know how he lost his arms.
People's arms just pop off in JoJo's like they're chicken wings.
Yeah, they're like dolls.
Yeah.
So I think it's that both of them are supposed to be pulling on the door, and then one of them turns to the other, or just says like, hey, you're not pulling hard enough. And then the other guy's like, those aren't my arms. And the first guy is like, I know, the arms that weren't pulling hard enough were mine. And he realizes that his arms were ripped off. And then he gets sucked out by the evil stand. But it's weird that you would have your arms cut off and you just be like, oh, you know what I just noticed?
Yeah.
I've lost 2 major limbs.
Yeah.
And I'm being...
Well, sometimes there can be phantom limb, like you still feel like they're there, even though they're not.
That's like way later after you like get help and like are sealed up and stuff.
I don't think so. I think like if you like lose your legs, and you might not realize that you lost your legs until you look down. You know?
I guess, but you'd feel the pain, I think.
I don't know. I've never lost my legs or my arms, so I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
like
I guess
in
none of us
Fist
have.
of the North Star, where it's like you don't even know you're dead.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, and both of those are like in Looney Tunes when you run off a cliff and you don't know you're going to fall until you look down.
Yeah.
I wish that worked, because then I would just run across the cliff and just look at my phone, and just be thinking about whatever game I'm playing on my phone.
But you can't know that you're running across the cliff.
Well, that's the thing. I'd be paying attention to something. I'd be distracted.
Yeah. Because once you know you're walking across a cliff, that's when you fall.
That's why there's not more stories of people who were looking at their phone when they died, because it prevented them from realizing they were hurt. I'm so sorry. I'm lost in the swamp on this one.
Don't text and drive, kids. Anyway.
If you're good at it, you can do it.
No!
I'm kidding. Don't.
What?
No. Anyway, so then he gets eaten by the whatever black goop giant shrimp monster, and we see the intro, and then we cut to Onion Cop, our old friend Onion Cop. Who's
You mean Loco Barocco?
Loco Barocco, the warden, right? Is that his title?
He's the warden, and do you remember the name of his alligator? I think he says it.
I don't know.
Charlotte.
It's like Carla or something. Yeah, it has like a regular
Charlotte.
last name.
Yeah.
Charlotte. He has them all assembled. All the guards are all the prisoners are assembled. I guess only the women's, right? Because why do they get the women to go find the male inmates?
Maybe the guys died on the women's side of the prison.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A little strange, but anyway, he gathers only the women inmates and asks them. He tells them that there were 2 inmates that were doing work on a farm and they disappeared. And they need help. They need some volunteers to go help look for them. They said that we're not going to give you any compensation. We're not going to shorten your sentence. Basically,
which is ridiculous.
You're not getting anything for doing this. You're just, just do it out of the
Just
goodness
get
of your
some
heart.
fun in the sun.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely go to get the fuck away from the prison and see a farm. Like, that's fine with me,
They could have included the like a virgin talk before asking people to volunteer.
Yeah.
But I guess it made sense not to do that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised none of them were like, I changed my mind. Bring me back. I'm kidding. Because I think they do it before they leave, right? Before he drives off in his little quad.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jolene raises her hand, and then Hermes raises her hand because she saw Jolene was going, so she wanted to go and talk to her. And then a couple of other people also volunteer. We don't know why Jolene really left. She said she told Gwess that it was so that she could get away from her.
Because Gwess asks.
Yeah. And
I do think it's adorable that they keep bringing guests back. Gwess.
Yeah.
I think it's fun that she's like there, but she's not like a Joe Bro yet or ever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she's just like there, and it's like it's nice to have consistency.
Yeah, she's like her acquaintance that she still talks to. And then that's when they tell you about the exploding wrist tracker that is called Like a Virgin for some reason.
You know how if you take someone's virginity, they blow up?
Yeah.
Once you have
I
sex
do.
with someone, if you get far away from them, they'll explode. Of longing,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
desire to be with you again.
This is like Eva, the choke necklaces.
The DSS choker.
Yeah. What does DSS stand for again?
Die so suddenly, I think.
Oh, okay.
Is that true?
No, I just made it up. I couldn't think of a way. Whatever the letters were going to be, I was hoping it would be like big boom boom, but no, it is not the BBB choker. Yeah, and I mean a lot of this. No, this was maybe before Battle Royale. Was Battle Royale 2004 or something? You guys remember Battle Royale?
Yes.
And what else does this? What else does the exploding
saw
collar?
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale's pretty good.
Yeah.
The exploding
It has-
ankle.
The girl
What?
from Kill Bill in there, right?
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but I think so. Yeah. It's like.
It's based on a manga, right? We could do it for the pod because it's based
Is
on
it
a
based
manga.
on a manga?
I don't know.
Oh,
Is
it's from 2000.
Is it based on a manga?
Let's see. Based on a novel
Okay.
from 99.
almost.
It must have been popular.
I think it'd be cool to do like movies based on a manga, like for the podcast, like Ichi the
We
Killer,
have. We've
or,
done.
or a Circle. What's the Suicide Circle? That's based on a manga,
Yeah, or
right?
Suicide Club.
Yeah.
Miles, you're thinking of Chiaki Kuriyama. Who
Yes,
plays
I had a
Gogo
huge
Yubari.
crush on her after I saw Kill Bill.
She's very cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to feel that way.
She could still be
knows
cute.
now?
She is. She is very cute in this Wikipedia photo.
So you're asking where else have we had like an exploding collar?
Yeah, like what is
exploding-
the... I'm going to go to TV tropes.
I feel like what's it called? What's that called? Where there's they're dead and they have to fight Gantz. I think in Gantz there's an exploding collar of some sort.
Probably. Let's see. Examples. A lot of anime does it, strangely.
Mm.
Elfen Lied, Hellsing. God, they love these in Japan. They're like, if only. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look, but I don't know if I can see a place where it's like, this is the first time it happened.
So the rules of this thing of Like a Virgin are if you hit it, if you try taking it off, if you try to destroy them, or if you get 50 feet away from the guard, it will detonate and your wrist will blow up and maybe your whole body. I don't know. It seemed like your whole body blows up. And I wrote down, this seems like cruel and unusual punishment. I don't think this should be allowed.
It's pretty ridiculous.
It's
Just
probably
like-
not constitutional, yeah.
And like it could totally malfunction and kill you. You know?
Yeah.
Like it should be something that doesn't blow up. Like maybe it shocks you or something.
Listen,
Like
we're all on your side, Jackie. or here's another one, still dehumanizing, but just have it make a loud noise if someone goes too far away, just so you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're easier to find too.
Do a little electrocuting like a dog collar.
Yeah.
No. Like, now you're back into punishment.
That's still better.
You're right.
That would still be better than
So I agree with you, and at the same time, as soon as they introduced this concept, I was like, well, I better see someone blow up or I'm going to be disappointed.
Of course, this is Chekhov's collar. It's got to go off.
It's also pretty risky to have a group of one guard and a group of inmates on a farm who their hands are free and everything. All they have is like this thing on their wrist. Like, I don't know. They could be smart and figure out how to escape.
Well,
they could kill the guard and then just drag his body around with them until they can get the wrist thing off. Right?
Yeah, that's true. They could kill him and then just pass it around, or just hold it, hack his arm off, and just, keep it in your pocket. Anyway, I can't figure out. I'm just finding real life sad stories of this kind of thing actually being used in real life.
Oh, no.
Guess what? A lot of them don't seem to go that well.
Yeah. Don't do it. So then he tells them the rules, and then he drives off. The guard drives off in his whatever that is. It's
like a
little,
psycho.
It's like a little car.
It's a little quad. He was watching DMX music videos and was like, "I'm gonna get that."
Okay.
And a little ATV.
And then they have to run after him.
He's yelling, "Stop!" Wait, how does it? Is stop, drop, shut him down, hold up, shop?
Yes.
Okay. That's what he was yelling in my mind.
Okay. Well, then they had to run after him because they couldn't be 50 feet away, more than 50 feet away from him, or else they would explode. And then, so yeah, there's at some point they mention, okay, yeah, 5 volunteers is enough, and whatever, they go. And Jolene and Hermes check out the some barn, and they're talking to each other. And Jolene is like, oh, if you look at the if you look at the memory footage from the guy, they're talking to each other about like the memories, the disc stuff, and about Pale Snake, aka White Snake. And he's like, oh, if you look at the footage, there's a clue that reveals his intentions, and
so in
something. And then there's the stand discs are in a tire. They see that he's in a tractor tire.
In the manga, she does have the discs. I don't know why they made this change really, but Emporio does not have the discs. Jolene has them. I guess it is weird that she's carrying them around.
Why does she have McQueen's discs?
I think Hermes gives them to her.
Okay.
And Jolene's like, did you watch? She's like, I want you to watch it again. And Hermes is like, I've seen these a million times. I don't need to see it. And she's like, just watch it. And Hermes like shoves it into her head and is like, I hate this. And Jolene's like, okay, do you see that right there? And instead, that's how it happens in the comic, is that she's like, for a moment, you can see the discs are in the tires. And Hermes is like, I want to take this out. It smells bad whenever I put these discs in my head. Whenever I like look at them. Like
it smells bad.
Yeah. Like, I guess she smells wherever McQueen was. Or she smells McQueen. I don't know. Or yeah, it's possible she just hits that one part of the brain that's smell-o-vision. Anyway, what happens next?
So the bad guy, White Snake wants to take. He's able to take a bunch of stands and collect them, and then give them away to people that are helping him, right?
Yeah, he wants to consolidate all the powers and sell them on eBay.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, and so Jolene mentions that her dad's disc might be there, and Hermes is like, "Oh, that's why you're doing this. You're trying to find your dad's disc." And then they keep going. They keep looking because they're like, "Oh, we're looking for a tractor now." And they are like, "Oh, what about that building over there?" And it looks like a barn shed of some sort, some farm building,
like a storage building.
And so they go on their way there, but then the guard like kind of harasses them a little bit, and Hermes talks back to him. And then he does this whole thing where he hits her wrist thing and it starts beeping and she starts freaking out, and then he like trips her, and then he wants her to fall on alligator poop. So he makes all that happen. But then Jolene uses her power to prevent Hermes from falling on the poop, and the poop splashes onto the guard and it hits the guard on his pants.
It's like, it's fine. It's mildly amusing, but like, I don't get the point of this little scene. Like, is it to show that they're friends already? I don't know. It's just sort of like,
intro. Oh, I don't really know. I think it's to introduce the idea of their stands to each other, but I don't think it really pays off in any way.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
That makes sense.
feels like Araki wanted to put more shit jokes in his goddamn comic.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was just like, oh, we need like a shit scene.
He needs more poo poo.
We need somebody to fall on some poo poo.
Araki just looked up things about alligators or crocodiles and just found out what their poop looked like and was like, well, I'm going to put that in. So I got to figure out why it's in there.
Were you surprised by the way the poop looked?
Yeah, I didn't think alligator poop would look like that. It looked like regular animal poop.
Yeah. I thought it would be more, I don't know. It was like doggish.
Yeah, it was
or humanish.
By the way, did we at least do the bare minimum and say that Like a Virgin is named after a Madonna song?
No, we
not.
didn't do that.
It's one of her, for those who don't know, it's one of Madonna's earliest hits.
Yeah.
And
but it's not a stand. It's just an item.
I know.
This is the first time that we name
an
item.
It's a big musical reference.
Yeah, but this is the first time an item was named after.
It's
right?
weird. I guess he was like, well, a stand called that would be weird. I guess it'd be a stand where like if you touch it, something bad happens, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, the fucking names of the stands rarely have to do with the powers.
Yeah.
I think I first knew about Like a Virgin because of the Weird Al parody Like a Surgeon.
Okay.
Just about, being a doctor and cutting people open and stuff. It's a funny video. A thing they cut out from the manga was Jolene approaches the tan prisoner, or I don't know why, but she talks to her and is like, why are you out here anyway? And she's like, I came out here to relax. And then to Jolene, she's like, for a few bucks, or I don't know what number it is, she's like, you can relax too. And she holds up like a little baggie.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
No, I said it was cut out.
Oh, it's in the manga. Okay.
Yeah. She like offers her drugs, kind of.
Oh.
But then Hermes just talks to Jolene and it is ignored. We don't get a big, I would never do that or anything out of Jolene.
Okay.
So that's not in here.
So they get to the building and they see there's a tractor and they want to investigate it. But before they can do that, the guard is like, come on, we got to go. So some of the girls start heading back. Jolene and Hermes are like, oh, we gotta go and look at the tractor real quick. But then Hermes is like, wait a minute, this is weird. There's 6 of us. And Jolene's like, oh shit. And what's Aethro?
Etro or Aethro.
She also notices at the same time, that's Eggshell Head Girl. She also notices that there seems to be one more person that wasn't there with them from the beginning.
Do you guys know where Etro comes from?
No.
It's an Italian fashion brand, apparently known for their paisley patterns.
How do you spell Etro?
Etro.
Etro. Etro.
They call her like Atro as though it might be, I think they do spell it in the dub or official English mark shit as like ATR instead of E. Like they're afraid of getting sued by this random fashion thing, but Etro or Atro.
Okay.
Is Italian.
Okay. And so they start talking to her, and then the guard's body starts moving. Like their wrists all start beeping, because the guard seems, I guess, to be pulled down into the water or something, or being pulled far away from them. So they kind of start running towards the lake, and then, or I guess they're in the lake, and then Etro blows up.
Yep.
But I think she's not dead. Even though her body's like in the water and her legs are like in the air.
In the manga, it's more graphic how she blows up. Yeah. But she blows up. But I mean, her arm is like, or her hand is like separate in the anime. You don't see like a bloody stump, but it's like floating.
I think she's alive somehow.
Yeah, I think she's alive too, actually. But it's like, she seems pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
It's not something you want to have happen to you. You should avoid being blown up at all costs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
That's a better way of putting it, yeah.
Katie Kaboom.
What is that?
Katie Kaboom. Katie Kaboom.
You're just saying it with a melody. I still don't know what it is.
It's from Animaniacs. It was this like teenage girl who like would overreact to things and turn into a monster and eventually just blow up when
I don't remember that.
You remember?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, Katie Kaboom.
Oh, also, we should say that in case we don't think that Jackie's right about where this came from, that The thing Jackie was talking about last week, I put it in the show notes, but the underwear for every day of a week is from When Harry Met Sally, Jackie?
Yes, I figured it out because I for the next like couple of days after that episode, I kept like looking it up. I was like, where does that come from? And it's from and then I found it. It's from When Harry Met Sally, which is it holds up. It's like a good romantic comedy. I've never seen it before, but I watched it a couple months ago. And it's a romantic comedy, and it's like they meet when they're like in college, and then like over the years they keep like bumping into each other, and so like they know each other. But anyway, she like, you know, he asked her about, oh, what happened to that guy you were dating the last time I saw you, and she was like, oh yeah, he broke up with me because you know, I would wear these day of the week underwear, but I was missing I forget what day she was missing.
Sunday.
They were missing
Right.
Sunday because it's the Lord's Day. And he thought that she was cheating. Like she was just like, no, the pack just never had Sunday. They just didn't print it. Because it's the Lord's Day. They didn't want to put it on underwear. And he thought she was cheating.
It's a very like anime sounding reason to break up with someone or whatever.
That's what I thought. I was just imagining an anime. For whatever reason, I was like, yeah, that totally makes sense. That's what Hermes is referring to here.
I did.
Maybe it was a When Harry Met Sally reference. You don't know.
I don't think it was in the anime. I found some site that sells Etro products, and they are really cool, and they do look like something that a JoJo writer would enjoy. They're very 60s. It was apparently founded in 68, but a Bombay paisley print cotton voile scarf is just a nice, big, colorful scarf, $425. A little bit pricey. Just
That's the kind of thing like Josuke would wear, though. You know? He's a big brand nut.
I don't know, though. He doesn't, but these are like complicated. You know what I mean? They're not like neutral or simple, you know, solid colors. There's some shit going on here.
Got it.
Anyway, Jackie, what happened after the lady blew up?
Katie Kaboom. Then Hermes is like, I think it's the one with the undercut. I think it's the blonde with the undercut. And she's like talking about why she thinks that. And then she's like, wait, there's something in the bucket. And I don't know why she thought that. Maybe something moved.
There's a noise.
There was a noise.
Yeah.
She's like, there's something in the bucket. And she like kicks the bucket and it just like some water comes out. And she's like, oh, okay, I guess never mind. But then like, I don't know. It, like,
Jolene thinks about the prisoners some more. And then when she looks back over, Hermes is not there.
yeah.
And then we just see her flying underwater with a bucket on her head.
She's being like dragged with the bucket on her head,
Which
like
is
deeper into the water.
And this is not a reference to guitarist Buckethead, we should say.
Mhm.
Not a rock and roll reference.
And then with her head in the bucket, she's able to see the stand is a bunch of little tiny shrimps with swirly eyes is what they look like to me. Jolene goes to rescue her. She makes a bridge with her spiderweb power. It just reminds me of Spider-Man when she like makes it into like a web bridge. But yeah, she makes it a bridge, and I guess this is a new thing with her power, but apparently her threads like unravel her, like her body it goes into it, like so she starts kind of like parts of her have holes in them.
It's weird, right? Because it's like you would think that just because the stand changes shape, it's still retaining the same amount of mass. That shouldn't change the user.
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen that happen before. Like strength. We bring up strength more than any other like JoJo fandom community does. But the fucking orangutan on the boat in part 3, sorry, well his name is Forever, but his like stand is like turns a little stupid boat into a giant boat, but he's like a regular sized orangutan. You know what I mean? He's not like, he doesn't get big because his stand gets big. So it is weird that, I mean, in this case, we see that it's almost like a power. It's almost like a buff.
Yeah.
The fact that she can...
It turns her into string.
It reduces her mass a little bit, but it is weird.
We just never... we hadn't seen that in previous episodes. And like, they refer to the string power, like, to when her stand takes form as it being... Oh, like when it clumps together, when it forms a clump, when all the string gets together, it forms a clump and it becomes this powerful thing. But like, why has that thing been able to like appear and she's not just like unraveled and has like no body mass or whatever.
Yeah, it'd be like if they introduced this character and she was just like a clump of body parts, and then when
Yeah.
she realizes she can put her stand together, suddenly she's a regular shaped person.
I don't know.
I think it's really cool.
It is cool, but it's weird because it should be, if for this to make sense, it should be her stand is doing this. Like her stand is running away from her while unraveling itself.
Yeah.
And therefore it's like kind of staying close to her because it started a thread near her. But yeah, the fact that she is turning into thread is a little bit weird. But I don't know. I mean, like Star Platinum is able to reach inside Jotaro and grab his heart without hurting him somehow. So it's like, it does seem rare, but it has happened.
I think the power would just have made more sense if it was like that from the very beginning. Like in the first or second episode, she uses her thread power to like follow a guy who's driving away in a car, you know, and kill him in his car, right? Doesn't
Yeah.
she do that? Like she must have used a lot of string at that point. It should have like taken up some of her body mass in
Yeah.
that, you know?
But we know Araki likes to figure stuff out as he goes.
Okay.
He likes to find it in the week to week.
I just think it's like a made up. I hope it continues now that we know
It's-
that this is part of the power.
It's all made up, and I'm sure that we've seen stands do this before, but it is rare. It's not
Yeah.
common for like the change of a shape changes the user. But we have seen people shrink themselves with the stand and other things, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, she uses her stand to make a bridge, and she starts traveling on the bridge so that she doesn't hit the water, because that's where the stand power is. Like the stand is like in the water, and then the stand takes like a form of like a being. Like all of the little shrimps come together and make a big shrimp man.
big shrimp man.
And it punches her, and it's like, oh no, it punches her, but like it's like goes right through her, but like because she lost so much body mass, she's just hollow on the inside, which I don't know how she could survive, but somehow
Because her
she can.
organs are like part of the web behind her. You know what I mean?
Okay.
She's fine because it's all connected.
Okay. So then she like, you know, with his arm in her body, she like pushes it back into the water, and then she's like
No.
pushes it far away from her, right?
Well, no, she says that she's now able to punch it because its like arm is trapped in her.
Okay. But it goes far away.
Yeah, she knocks it away.
Yeah. And
Or
then
no, she kicks it actually. Now that I think about it, she doesn't punch it. She tries to punch it. It grabs her arm and like does the fucking T-1000 liquid shiftiness in Terminator 2. And then when she traps it in her stomach, she kicks it and knocks it away.
okay. Well, anyway, then she's like to Aramis, she's like, hold on to my thread, and that's underwater, and we're gonna use it to get out. So she holds on to her thread, and they're both holding onto the thread, and it like pulls them out of the water. But the stand is now moving super fast under the water, following them. Aramis I think it grabs onto them, and Aramis puts a sticker onto its arm, on the stand's arm, to then
Yep.
blow it up.
Yeah, and the arm is grabbing Jolene's leg, but then Hermes kicks the sticker off that she
Yeah.
put on there. It's very nice. They're helping each other.
Yeah, and they have
Yeah.
mutual respect for each
And
other too.
they're also able to have a full conversation while flying through the water.
Yeah.
Which
And it's not like
well, yeah, and isn't it in part 3, I think when they fight Midler underwater in the submarine, I think they're like, we can use our stands to communicate with each other underwater. And I think we did have a big discussion of like, how the fuck is that possible? That doesn't make sense, but I guess it's happening again here. So even if
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense, it's consistent.
Mm-hmm. It regenerates its arm, and it goes in, oh right, they get out of the water, and then it's kind of standing in the water, but it doesn't go after them, and so they realize that it can only attack when its opponents are in the water, and then it's like standing in the water, and it regenerates its arm, and then it goes back into the water. And then Ponytail Girl, and like all the rest of the girls are standing around the guard. Ponytail Girl is trying to use his radio to call for help. Even though they should just all escape. But whatever, they call the prison to.
Well, they don't want to leave
help.
or did they? I guess they found the bracelet, right?
What bracelet?
Yeah.
The
But
guard
they have
bracelet.
to stay near
They'd
him
have to
unless
drag
they
his body.
can find a way
Yeah.
to pull it off, yeah.
Like, I don't think they can leave Jackie's. That's why they're calling for help, because it's like,
They can drag his body and escape.
it's hard to drag a body. And Oh, you're saying they could leave the prison if they all just carried it?
Yeah, they
It-
could all just escape together
They'd
and then
be like
find somebody
the-
that would take the thing off. them.
They'd be like pallbearers at a funeral, but there's no coffin. They're just like
Yeah.
they have the body on their shoulders.
Yeah. They steal his little car and they put him on it and they all
Oh yeah.
clown car drive around in
They
it.
put him on it and then they just sit on him because he's dead. Who
they
cares?
could they could just jack a car, put him in the trunk,
Where are
and
they
then
gonna get a car?
I don't know. Let's
No,
go find one.
They
Jack
should
it.
ride a tractor away.
Okay. We
That'd
gotta
be
put him
fun.
in like the trunk so that he's there with them.
Put him in a tire.
Put him in a tire. Anyway, then Jolene is like, all three of you, get away from the water. And like, we know that the enemy is one of you. And I think that's it.
Yes, that she's like, we can't leave here until we figure out who the fuck this is.
Yeah.
I want to say that the stand here, I think actually looks like krill.
Krill.
Yeah, like the stuff whales eat.
Yeah, the stuff whales eat. Krill is like a very tiny lobster.
Okay.
I don't think it's microscopic, but
It's not
It's like
quite microscopic.
a very tiny little lobstery thing. I accidentally searched how big is kill in my Google.
So what you need is a whale stand.
That's right. Oh, they're so small. They're either less than 1 centimeter, and the biggest is around 6 centimeters. Now,
What is a centimeter?
I don't know. That could be 10 feet for all I know. It could be very big,
Mhm.
but they're almost clear.
I'm on the Etro website and their clothes are all like
Hippie.
$1,500.
Well, I went to Net-a-Porter, and that's what I found.
Or 2,000, and they're all pretty hippie.
Well,
yeah.
you should shop at Net-a-Porter because they got savings for expensive rich people.
Sponsor us, Net-a-Porter. There's a lot of crossover.
So it's not $3,000? Is it like?
No, it might be, but I'm just saying that I saw stuff for $750.
Those might be like out of season stuff.
Oof, you don't want to do that. Everyone's gonna know, like, yeah, it's Etro,
This one
but
looks cool.
he's way out of season. No one wears that now.
Fall colors in spring.
Mark,
Ugh.
would you be mad at me if I bought a dress for $2,500?
If it was for a special occasion, maybe not. Otherwise, yes, I would be like, well, I'm putting a DDR machine in the basement. Once I save enough pennies.
No, I want a DDR machine in the basement.
All
Let's
right,
make
it's
it
settled. We're
happen.
getting a DDR machine.
Have you seen the Taco Bell commercial where they're playing DDR?
No, those two things don't usually go together.
It was one. Have you seen any of that series of Taco Bell commercials where they hear the bell and then they immediately have to go to Taco Bell?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, it starts out as just people playing DDR, and I was like, is this a DDR commercial? But then someone hits, like a bell rings for some reason, and it's the Taco Bell gong, and they go to Taco Bell. But for a second, I was like, is DDR back?
Mm.
It like came back a few years ago in Japan, and it's been like going pretty strong, but Konami has been like anti-gamer for the last, I don't know how many years. And so I think they're just like, fuck you. Fuck all of you, anybody in the West. You don't get to play DDR.
Damn.
So I don't think, even though we don't know the name or the user, I wanted to read Araki's comments on this stand that we see in this episode. It's very short. He
Mm.
says, it looks more like a mutant or a space alien than a microscopic organism. That design might be an alternate version of Hierophant Green. I just tried to draw something insectoid or reptilian. It looks like a chameleon. So once again, Araki's like, I don't know.
He's like, I don't know what it is.
But I guess art can be like that, right? You just like have some idea, like your hand knows what it wants to do, but you're like, I don't know what I was going for. I just know it's got wacky eyeballs that go. I guess that's the animator's decision.
It does have wacky. It goes. Woo-doo. It's like a little swirl.
Yeah, it should eat people and then go boing.
Mm.
Why not?
This stand should be called Bubba Gump.
Oh.
Mm.
But that's not music. I guess.
That's a Forrest Gump references.
That's
Everyone.
Yeah, it could play like All Along the Watchtower.
true. Mm-hmm.
You know,
What do we think this stand's called?
I know the answer, so I cannot participate. You guys can go for it though.
I already said
Okay.
what I thought.
That's not a song, though.
Like, give us some music, Miles. Give us a music thing.
Okay. That has to do with little fishies.
What's that Beatles song that's like shrimp? I need some shrimp.
Is it
Shrimp.
Octopus's Garden that you're thinking of?
No, it goes like shrimp, and I think there's a movie named after it.
I don't
Is
know
it
what
Yellow
you're talking about.
Submarine?
Yeah.
No, it's like I need somebody shrimp.
It's Help.
Oh, that's right. It's Help I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's not shrimp.
All right, Hey, there's a Beatles song for everyone. Mine might be Shrimp.
Okay.
A song I made up. Jackie's thinking hard. Jackie's really thinking
I'm
here.
trying to get a pun, but it's not going to work.
Something about underwater bugs or shrimp crawdaddies.
I know Ghostface Killer probably has a song about this.
About shrimp.
Well, he's got that album Fish Scale, right? That could be it. Just Fish Scale. Fuck it. Could be the cherry poppin' crawdaddies. I'm taking some pun liberty there, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
The cherry tomato popping crawdaddies. Listeners, by the way, write in if you say crawdaddy instead of crayfish or crawfish. That's apparently a synonym for what we call crayfish, which are little tiny lobsters that are like in streams.
Ghostface Killer is a song called Jellyfish.
Okay.
Is that something?
No, I don't think so.
Beat by MF Doom. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
R.I.P.
Rip. All right, everyone. I think that's it, unless there's any last minute observations or things we should go into.
I like the stand is good music. The cool stand is winning music. And
oh yeah,
I
how
like
does
the
it go? It's
stand
like
teamwork.
It's like very basic. The figured it out. We're winning music in this one, but I can't remember how it goes. I feel like it's similar to the OP.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you, but I just know that I like it when I hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've decided the stand name is Pink by Janelle Monáe, which...
God damn it, Jackie.
Why?
You've had Janelle Monáe be a reference too many times.
Okay. But shrimp, when flamingos eat shrimp, they turn pink. That's what makes them pink. So that's why it's called pink, because it's a shrimp.
I guess.
Or it could also be a reference to the singer Pink, who was making music in the late 90s.
Yeah. It's true.
Early 2000s.
What's that Avril Lavigne song, Shrimper Boy?
No.
No. You're thinking of Skater Boy.
Oh, okay. I should have known. There is an 8 in the name of that song. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you want to tell us what you think a name for this stand is that isn't the real name for this stand, so don't do that. You can hit us up on Twitter. We are at JJBpod there. If you have longer thoughts, you can write us an email. We are jojosbizarrepod@gmail.com.
Happy MLK Day.
Happy MLK Day that just passed. There's also a Discord for this podcast. If you just look up JoJo's Bizarre Podcast in Discord, I believe it'll show up.
It's a fan Discord.
It's a fan Discord.
Unaffiliated.
That we go into when we're bored, but we don't run it. So go nuts. No, don't. And yeah, please, if you like this episode, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you're listening on your phone on Spotify, it has a star thing, so use it. Anyway, we'll talk to you next week when we look at Stone Ocean Episode 8. Have a great week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.